So, Michigan has canceled the game against the Maryland Terrapins because of COVID cases in Ann Arbor. There was announced 12 cases at Michigan of COVID. And honestly, I don't even care. Them canceling this game is great. Now, obviously, I wish all the players and whoever was infected with COVID well and that they get better. I know they will. I mean, come on now. They're student athletes. They're not going to die from this virus. 99% of people are fine. But I am glad that this game is canceled. Not because I'm afraid we're going to lose to Maryland, although we probably would have, but just because Michigan has caused enough stress and enough anger out of one Michigan fan too much this year. We've played 6 games, and I have been angry for all of them. In fact, the most painfully stressful game and the most angry I got at a game this year was the Rutgers game, and that was one of the games we won. I didn't even make a video on the Penn State game because I was just so done with Michigan. Just so done with them. And a lot of people don't know who watch my channel. If there's anyone out there who watches my channel regularly, many of you probably don't know I'm a Patriots fan too. You can see the Patriots sticker up there. I'm a huge Patriots fan. I've been a huge Patriots fan since 2011. I've been watching Michigan football since 2009. So not that long, but I'm only 19. So, it's just with even the Patriots. I mean, they've been frustrating this year too. And, being a Michigan and a Patriots fan, both teams are used to being top tier. Not really top tier, but like not Michigan at least. But at least winning games and a pretty good team on both sides. Michigan is historically very good. Even though we haven't had a Big Ten championship since 2004 and we haven't won a national title since 1997, and we have never made a playoff appearance, Michigan is still historically very good. The team with the most wins in college football. I mean, like 900 and some wins, 970 some wins. That's more than any other team. The Patriots have 6 Super Bowl wins, all in the last 20 years. I'm very used to, on both sides, my teams, being ranked for Michigan, winning 9-10 games, and I'm used with the Patriots winning double-digit games, going to the playoffs, either making a Super Bowl appearance or winning a Super Bowl, or at least making it close to making a Super Bowl. And 2020 is just a different thing, and, it's not like I didn't know this would happen someday. It's just it all happened at once. But, I've been pretty disappointed with the Patriots this year. I haven't really made any videos on them. They've looked good sometimes, and sometimes I don't. I celebrate the wins we can get. And we're not a good team. We're 5-6 for when it comes to New England. So, we're not awful. We're not like the Jets, 0-11, or we're not like the Jaguars or the Lions or whatever. We're like the Bears and the Falcons and teams like that. But they haven't been as frustrating as Michigan. Michigan is on another level of awful this year. They are just not a good football team. Not well coached at all. Offense is a mess. Defense is complete dog crap. They're just terrible. I mean, I don't even remember if I predicted it in a video if Michigan was going to go into this Penn State game and win or not. I know after the Rutgers game, I told my girlfriend or I told somebody else that Michigan's going to lose to Penn State and give them their first win, and I was right. And I wasn't surprised. We went in there. We just didn't look like we wanted to be there, just like every other week. We looked just out of sync. Things just weren't working for us, and we lost in a very unmemorable 27-17 loss. It was so unmemorable, and I completely forgot about it exactly after it happened. I didn't even make a video on it, because that's how much I just don't care about this season anymore. I'm so over Michigan, and I've been over Jim Harbaugh for this whole season. I mean, after that loss in week 2 to Michigan State, I was done. You know, I figured after the Minnesota game, we looked pretty promising. Defense needed some adjustments, obviously needed to get a little bit better and fix some things. Never did. Offense just got worse as the season went on. And we're just a mediocre, bad team. Now to the point of this video, and that's Ohio State. Even if we play Ohio State, which in a way I kind of hope we do, because if we do, we're going to go to Ohio Stadium and we're going to have the most embarrassing loss of all time. We're going to go into Ohio Stadium, and I know, way to be optimistic, right? But when it comes to things in life for me, I'm more of a glass half empty guy. For me, just with basic things in life, I always assume the worst. So when the worst does happen, I'm not as disappointed. And yeah, maybe that's not a healthy way of going about life, but it makes disappointment makes it not hurt as much. Because when you go into a game, and I've done it before, I've gone into a Michigan game before expecting a win. I went into that Michigan State game with the most, especially after they lost to Rutgers, I went into that Michigan State game with the most confidence I've had in Michigan in a while. And we completely blew it. And all that confidence that I had for them went straight down the toilet. Gone. And never to be seen again. Michigan, fire Jim Harbaugh, or Ohio State is going to show us why we should fire Jim Harbaugh. Because Ohio State is not some other top-tier team. They're not the best team this year. Don't get me wrong. Don't twist my words. Ohio State is not the best team in college football this year. In my opinion, it's either Alabama or Notre Dame. Probably Alabama. But Ohio State is still a top team. Top 5 easy. Maybe the 3rd best, 4th best. I don't know. I think they're a playoff team. And yes, they struggled against Indiana, but Indiana's a very good team this year. And I know people are going to say they're not. They are. They're a very good team this year. And people need to realize that. Indiana is a good team. When you come within 7 points of beating Ohio State, you're a good team. Don't even try and argue with me on that. They're undefeated. Well, not undefeated. They have one loss to Ohio State. But yeah, Ohio State is going to show Michigan exactly why we need to get rid of our coaches and why this program needs a revamp. Because even though Ohio State is not the best team this year, they are still a million times greater than Michigan. We are not even in the same stratosphere. They are in a we're still in the Milky Way. They are beyond that. It's not even a competition. It's not even close. And it won't be close anytime soon. It's going to be Ohio State way above Michigan for years now. I am confident within the next 10 years, Ohio State will lead the series against Michigan without a doubt. Now, I do think Michigan within this next 10 years will beat Ohio State once. And I will come back to this video in 10 years, if I remember, and see if I was right or not. We will beat them at least once within the next 10 years. It won't be this year, probably won't be next year, probably won't be the next, or the next, or the next, but at some point within the next 10 years, we'll get one win. They'll slip up one time and we'll get one win. But after that, it'll go back to the way it usually is and how it probably should be. It is going to be a wake-up call. It will be. I hope the game plays. I hope we have to play Ohio State. I hope our guys have to travel down there. I hope Jim Harbaugh has to get on the travel bus and ride down to Ohio Stadium expecting the worst. Because you know, those guys are going to go into that game. Michigan players are going to go into that game fired up for it. You know it. You know they will because they always are. But it's not going to matter because Ohio State is going to go in the exact same way. And their talent level and coaching level is at a way higher level than ours. And they will blow us out and they will make us look like a JV high school team. We'll look like middle schoolers compared to them. It won't be a competition. It won't be a close game. It's not going to be a close game. It just won't. This Ohio State game, if it plays out, if COVID doesn't cancel it, this is what's going to happen. Either Ohio State is going to give Michigan a wake-up call, or the coronavirus is going to save Michigan from embarrassment. I will be watching the game because I love my team. I support my team till the day I die, both of them. I'm a loyal fan through and through. I'm a loyal person through and through. I will never abandon my team. I will be rooting for my teams on my deathbed. And nothing will ever change. Nothing about that will ever change. I know I'm sounding negative, but I am not going to be one of those fans that's going to just make excuses and say why we're losing, like, oh, we just need more time. I've given that excuse for Harbaugh and for Michigan for years. We just need more time. Give it more time. Let the speed and space offense get more time to, I guess, mature and get better. And yeah, I know, Michigan is a young team this year, but so is Ohio State. And they're still at the top of their game, and we are at the bottom of the barrel. I believe we are the worst team in the Big Ten East right now. I think the only team worse than us right now is Rutgers. They're the only team right now below us. And that's pretty sad. And that just shows that Harbaugh isn't the guy for Michigan. And if Ohio State doesn't show it again this year by beating us by 100 points, if Ohio State doesn't beat us by 100 points, then at some point a team will come around and beat us bad enough to warrant Harbaugh finally being fired, and he'll be gone, and we'll know it, and it'll be huge news that had been a long time coming. Long time coming. I don't know who we replace Jim Harbaugh with. I have no idea. At this point, I really don't care. I just want a guy to go in there and change something for this team. Turn this Michigan football program around and make Michigan football great again. It's not going to happen this year. It's not going to happen next year. But when Michigan is at the top of their game again, I will be here, and I'll be happy, and I'll be singing their praises. But as of now in 2020, it doesn't even look like we're anywhere close to that. And just going to have to wait it out. But there needs to be some fixes in this program. Ohio State is going to give us our wake-up call. They're going to be knocking on our door being like, hey, can you at least give us some kind of competition? Can you at least challenge us a little bit? Not make it so easy on us like you do every year? And one day, we'll answer, and we'll beat them. I don't know when. Won't be anytime soon. But it'll happen someday. And that's the only thing I'm positive about.